Hey, how you guys doing? Alright, let's do it to it. Let's make sure everything's good. Ah, perfect. We're in unison. Okay. I'm gonna get a drink, then we'll get started. Alrighty. Knight f3, f5, d4, knight f6, bishop f4, g6, knight f3, bishop g7, and then queen d2. There's a couple lines. One line is c5. That was what was played in the game. There's castle queenside. So c5 is dubious. Castle k-side is dubious. The best move out of the lot is knight h4. Knight h4 is the best out of the lot. Let's start with castle kingside, h4, d6, castle queenside. Knight bd7, dubious. e4, f takes e4, and bishop c4. If instead of taking knight takes, then we're down a whole line of, and we basically are going to win at least a pawn somewhere in that line. So that's why e takes and the pawn takes. Bishop to e4 check, king h8, g5. We're still going to win a pawn. Knight b6, knight check, rook takes, e, and then h5. Exclam. d5, wrong. It's not gonna. It doesn't work. What'll happen is the queen would eventually come in here, and we would pick up material. So we don't want that. h5 is the right move. H takes, g4, exclam, because we're trying to tear the king side open. Right alongside with if knight, you're probably wondering why not knight back here, right? You're probably wondering that because of this. And we've won a pawn and we're coming out of the board. So it's like all over. See, takes, kazam. And then rook g1, and the game's basically over. The next move is gonna be mate in 2. So if the knight comes back, you have mate. The only move to is intercept, and then you have checkmate. So that's why knight in this line, knight to e4 is the best move. That's takes, knight e5, d6, knight c, castles, and then bishop h6 with castling ability. This also removes the guard on black. This is so that would happen, and then that would eventually arise. So c5, bishop h6. That's part of the plan to remove the defender of g7, so that these points right here would end up becoming weak. Bishop takes, queen takes, c takes, and then castle queenside, knight c6, and e3. Knight takes is a mistake because then we can actually play rook takes and get some attack going. So e5, h3. This is, see, the idea is to come in here, and so if you're doing the German Silman anti-knight setup, the Steinitz variation, I mean, not Steinitz variation, but the Steinitz anti-knight, you want to deprive the knights of outposts that are efficient, and h3 deprives the knight of g4. That's their goal. Knight f7, queen h4, d5, and then g4. This is actually g4 is a very strong move. It's kind of really the only move that makes sense for white, because when you both castle opposite sides, it's who can do the cave person attack the best. g5 was played in the game, but f takes, h takes, and then bishop takes. Excuse me. Bishop takes g6 is a mistake, because then we get to take there, and once we draw it away, we win a pawn. So you actually win a pawn in that line tactically. At this point right here, you can draw away the defender, and it's forced to be drawn away. Because if you were to play here, knight takes, queen takes, and then there, I'll show you. If you tried something like this, we would just take there, queen takes, and then you picked up a whole piece. So you have to take, and that's when the piece falls. That's why g5, queen g3, knight e4, mistake. That was a mistake. Best is actually pawn takes, h takes, and this line here is actually the best. But we're still going to try to pry open the king side. It was black's best attempt, rather than the knight coming here, to not allow the position to come open. Knight takes, f takes. And now knight b5 is a killer move, because what's the idea? E5, rook takes. Now, what are we threatening? Potentially something like that, or maybe even bishop up and doubling. Yeah, castles and bishop c4. Even better than the one I was thinking, because now when we play like takes, a knight can't take back because of a pin. So bishop e. Now that will pick up a bishop. Knight takes. Actually, I mean a pawn. It'll pick up a pawn. King there. Knight d4. And so now the reinforcements are coming in. And then a3. Knight the surprising move, if you were thinking knight f5, yes, good, but you have to remember that there is a back rank mate sitch that you have to be careful with. So at this point, you're winning. Take your time. Make a loft. After there, just make a spot for the king to, after, let's say he goes here. Let's say now we bring the pieces in. Doesn't have the same setup anymore because you have that. So are we ready? Are we ready? Is everybody ready? Let's give it a go. Let's see here. Queen takes g4, king h1. Huh. Trying to see, do we check at first? Queen queen g4, check. King h1. Rook a1, check. Queen takes a1. And I think we get perpetual, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's a way to win this, but there's a way to draw this, though. So, yeah, I believe that's right. Oh, really? Okay. Oh. Huh. I think. Because I think that's a draw. This is a win. Ah, drat. Let's do it again. Let's try it one more time. Bishop takes d4, queen takes d4. If rook e2, queen takes g8 or g7 mate. Bishop takes d4, queen takes d4. If we play c5, say queen h3, check, king g1. Hey, how you doing? Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because sometimes I have issue with my every once in a while with Twitch. Let's see here. I think there's just too much attack. Let's see. Queen g3 check. If we try rook e3. If rook e3, queen g3 is mate. So let's see, rook e3. I'm trying to see how does white take care of interesting. Rook e3, so rook e3, rook f2. So rook e3. He can't go e2 because the knight's pinned. That's the reason I was looking at rook e3, was that the knight's pinned. Yeah. I'm thinking that we're potentially winning at this point if we go rook e3. I don't really see any way that he can win. If he goes rook f2, we go queen, rook g3 check, and rook intercepts, and we mate. The queen comes up. We check. I guess let's see, check, and if the queen comes up there, we could bring the other rook over and then start the attack. Yeah, I'm gonna go rook e3. It's the only way to go for the KO on that one. What is the best? Bishop h is the best. Then we win a piece. We win background material. Rook f3. Rook a e8. Now this is a strong move because wham! There we go. Queen f1. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Now we can take because the queen won't take back and mate us there. Rook e1. Oh, rook e1. Rook takes. Rook takes. Queen takes. Queen takes. And hello, we win. I don't like that. Not one bit. No, no, no. Do we win a if we try to move our king to h8, he has knight 96. So king h8, knight e6, fork. Oops, sorry. Fork, that's what I mean, fork. I forgot. Sorry, I must have put an E with my E there. So, let me see, what do we got here? So if rook takes f7, knight takes f7, king takes f7, does he have any counter attacks that would be a problem for us? I really don't see anything. Well, we could hold on. Rook takes f7. Rook takes f7. Knight takes f7. D takes. D takes c3. If knight takes d8. C takes d2, check. King takes d2. Bishop takes d8. So let's see, we'd be... So what would we have after that? Okay, he'd be down 2 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns. Is that enough compensation? Huh. If king h8, 96, pawn takes c3, knight takes d8, pawn takes check, takes. We don't lose a rook in that line. We actually gain material. So yeah, I'm looking at king h8, 96, d takes c3, knight takes d8, d takes c2, check, king take. Alright, we'll do bishop. Bishop takes d2. Actually, sorry, it's the other way around. That's funny. And then rook takes d8. What are you thinking it is, Erie? What do you guys think it is? What? Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on. I believe we want to make it the most forcing line. So if we took well, I thought that the knight would be a little more dangerous because it's a closed position. So that's actually what went through my mind. So I thought it'd be more dangerous in a closed position, especially when there's not really much opening, and we would have an extra knight, so or an extra 2 pieces. Boy, I'm wondering. I'm really hoping this is right because I calculated out. Let's see there. So if we let's see there. we would get, for a rook, we would get 3 pieces. So I'm wondering if it's not beneficial to have 3 pieces for a rook. Trying to see if we get rid of that bishop. So rook takes f7. So that's 9 versus 6. Yeah, I'm gonna take the bishop. I just feel that that's the most right answer. And then I think we take the bishop in that line, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. See, bishop takes e3. So bishop takes e3. If knight takes d, then we take. So we'd be up a 3 pieces for a rook. So do we want the bishop off the board or the knight? Probably we want the bishop in this setup because we're going to want to. Forcing the king to take. I don't know if I would. I think we'd win more material. I believe we can. We'd have actually 5 pieces to 4 in that line. Or 3, sorry, 5 pieces to 3. And I think our minor pieces, 2 minor pieces, totally school a major piece, like a rook. Yeah, I'm liking taking the bishop. There we go. Let's take a look to see why the knight's not. I think the reason here, if you took, if you took here, you would be losing out on an extra 3 pawns, or 4 pawns. Yeah, this, you don't want that to come to pass. See, sorry, if you take there, queen takes here, and it's not good. The queen would take. But if we take here, and if the queen took at this point, then you can actually take. But if this then takes, if king takes, then queen takes, and now that rook's going to hang. So it's all the placement of the queen in that line. With taking here, we can then now take, and he doesn't have queen takes on c6, which would win a rook in the corner, or at least a piece back. Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah, that is right. Bishops are more powerful than rooks, and if the position was to open up. But the reason for that move, Erie, was if we took with the knight, it would place the queen on the proper square for us to for the queen to actually take after we took and win the rook in the corner. So you're right. Two minor pieces are usually better than a rook and a pawn, especially if you get the bishop here. That is strong. So that's an important thing. Well, I didn't see the queen c6 move, so that was kind of a interesting one. Queen c6 after takes and then winning the rook. I didn't see that, but I did see the reason why the two bishops. I just thought taking one of them would be a good idea. I didn't consider that. Yeah, we would have the two bishops, and that's more than enough compensation for whatever they would give us. Okay, let's see here. What to do? What to do? Huh? Do we take the queen? Do we play bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, queen takes, and then queen takes b2? That would be interesting. Then we can actually play queen g7 at that point. But we would lose we might lose a rook in that. So if bishop takes h6, bishop takes h6, queen takes h6, queen takes b2. And then we'd probably have to consider, do we want to retreat our queen back to d2? Queen d2, do we want to retreat it back to queen d2 at that point? Not queen d, yeah, queen d2, and then if it was to take, then potentially we could trap the queen. Can we actually throw in an in-between move first, though? D takes c5. D takes c5. D takes c5. If queen takes c5, then we can throw in this line here. And we win the we win material on that line. Yeah, let's do it. Otherwise we lose material, and you have to be careful. Because what would happen is if we took here right now, he's got it. So what you'd want to do first is take here, queen takes, and then now that we have this, queen f8. You could just plain old take, queen takes, and queen to e3 would be good as well. And in. So there we go. Oh boy. Let's see, what are we missing now? Huh, E5 is interesting. I'm looking at pawn E5. E5. If queen takes G2, queen takes D4. That's funny, yeah. Queen takes D4, check. If king we have somewhat of a type of smother mate, whatever the king does here. It stops all checks too. So E5 it is. Oh, no E5? What did I miss? What did I miss? Why? I don't understand that. What's wrong with E5? Knight B3. Okay, so we'd trade at that point, okay. But if we played here, now we're threatening mate. So the queen is forced to take. Then we take here. King F8. Knight there, check. Or takes, queen takes, and we're up material. Okay. Did not even consider that. Let's try it again. There we go. That was interesting to say the least. Oh boy. Let's see. This is a very fun. It feels like F6 should be the move. F6. Bishop takes F6. Queen F5 check. If king, king G7. Well, that holds on to the bishop. That's the only way to hold on to the bishop. I believe this is right, so. Let me see here. If knight I think we almost have the queen trapped. I think we may have the queen trapped here. If, no, the queen could take the pawn. Darn it. I was trying to see if I couldn't get the queen to go to c4 and then sack both my rooks and win the queen, but I don't think that would do anything. So, we're up in exchange, so should be happy about that. I'm thinking, is there any way to kind of trap the queen? But really, I don't see anything. And the queen could even take the pawn if need be. So I'm trying to see what could we do here. thinking knight c3, but I'm not specifically sure 100% on that. That attacks the rook and prepares the knight a4 with a tremendous battery of an attack. I'm thinking knight c3, knight c3, and if, of course we know if b takes c3, rook takes b1, check, king a2, and rook ba2 is mate. Sorry, I should I'll put the mate there. Mate. Queen e4. What's the line? Do you have a line for Queen e4? So you have to always think of Queen e4. Let's say knight e1. What would you do it with knight e1? Because I believe that's the best line, because it covers c2. The queen could actually take your rook in that line. The queen would take your rook in that line. See, I think you have it right all the way to, let me see here. You're probably going to have to play rook takes b2, check, king c1. Maybe something like that. So queen e4, knight e1, queen takes. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Frank. So we're at a point here in our puzzles. We're thinking either queen e4 or knight c3. So what's your take on it, Frank? On the puzzle, I mean. And how about you, Economy? Okay, knight c3, bishop takes c3, d takes c3, queen. The queen can't take c3, so king a2. Probably you'd want to double check. Hey, it is that. Hey, almost missed something here. Yay! That activated a memory in my mind. King here. Rook takes b2. Double check. It's a double check. And then king would have to go back to a1, and then rook a2 is mate. Yeah. Actually, rook takes a3, I believe, potentially loses to queen takes a3. I'm thinking that it's rook takes b2. Rook takes b2. I'm thinking that. See, rook takes. Well, let me hold on. You might be right. Let's see. Rook takes b2. I'm thinking that. See, rook takes a3, queen takes a3. No more check. Rook takes b2. Rook takes b2. Ah, that's right. Then queen a2 draws the rook away and then mate. Yeah, that is right. This is right. You have to first draw away the. There we go. Gotcha. Nice work. Let's see here. If we played rook takes, rook takes f2, knight e3, king f3, knight takes c2, rook takes g8 check. I'm thinking it's queen takes here. Queen takes f2, knight takes f2 check, king takes f2, and if then there's nothing really he could do. He could try checking, but eventually we would go up the board. See, if we played rook takes f2, knight e3, check, king f3, knight takes c2, rook takes, well, maybe. Let me see here. You can't play king g2 because he's got us checked. I'm wondering. Just see if we play rook takes f2. Yeah, I'm trying to visualize. Let me see here. Rook takes f2, knight e3 check, king f2 f3. If knight takes c2, I think if we took with the queen, he would have more than enough. He'd be about we'd have equal material because he would have 2 pawns and a rook. Yeah, let's go with rook takes you. Yeah, I was looking at this line, but it actually doesn't work. I'll show you. The queen line doesn't work. I'm glad none of you looked at that one. Hold on. Yeah, we'll get the board up and we will see. Come on. Waiting for data from imaging. Almost there. Almost. We got it. Yes. Now everything's been connected. Yeah, the queen queen takes is a draw. I knew it. It's nice. It's a draw. I thought it was a draw. If king here, king h1 is a draw. King f3, like what we talked about, is a win. Because if he takes here, we actually take. King comes up, and then we grab that. So he has to actually take at this point. And it's all over now. This is a really interesting one. I'm looking at queen takes d4. If bishop d6, then does f4 actually hold? Does f4 hold? Or actually knight f3 does hold, doesn't it? It's probably better. What do you think, economy? Queen takes f4, queen takes d4? What are you thinking? Queen takes d4? So, queen takes d4, bishop c5. I don't see any problem either. Queen, queen takes c5. Queen takes e5. I think that's the only move that actually holds. Nice work. we pick up the rook with this move here. Bishop e3 check. Bishop e3 check. King, let's say b2. Rook takes b3 check. King takes b3. King takes f7. There we go. I got it. Rook takes c7. Check. King if b8. Rook c8. Check. If king a7, then we just go back and forth with rooks. Because we're trying to actually get rid of our rook and keep his king on c8. What do you guys think? I'm thinking that this is the only way to... We can't win, but we can also draw here too. We can draw with this line. What do you think? If we do that, remember, he's got a pass pawn that can go. This pawn will go. The A pawn, run. See, that's if we try to take. The A pawn will run and will queen. And queens. We don't want that to happen. We don't want the A pawn. Rook see if we play rook e8, check, queen, he's more than happy to give his queen up. Queen d8. Trust me, he's more than happy. If we play rook takes d8, check, king takes d8. And then we would have to go king b7. And then a5 would happen, and then he would win. There wouldn't be a way to stop. But if we play rook takes c7 check, and then we tried maybe, I don't know, I'm just trying to think. Is that a route to us winning it all? I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if rook takes. Let's see if he rook takes c7. If king d8. I guess maybe it doesn't work. Might be speaking out of tune here. Let's see, e8, queen d8, rook g8, 5, rook takes, queen takes. I kind of see what you're saying there. Yeah, because I had to relook at the other line. It didn't work. Good job. Yeah, nice work. Now you're actually winning here, so good job. Good job. Good job. And we'll go back. I should go back over that after we do this one. We'll go back over that. Yeah, we'll do that after this one. Okay, dokie. Let's see here. Phew. Excuse me. There's a mate in 2 if we Alright, check. So knight 97, king h8. I know what you're thinking. Take the bishop, but then queen g3, king h1, and then queen h2 is mate for black. Oh, I see what your idea is too. That's an interesting line. I know what your idea is. It's a interesting line for sure. Trying to see if we don't have a mate. If we play 97 check, king h8, queen takes f4, bishop takes c4, and would rook f2 do anything? Oops, I forgot rook f2. Well, the reason is, Erie, if we played queen takes f4 right now, he would take our c6 knight. He would take our c6 knight. Queen takes f4. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. And then we don't have any checks anymore. We need this knight to go to e7 so that we can create an Anastasia's mate later on with the rook on f2. We want to make sure that we can win the material back and even win the queen. I hope that's now we have knight f5. Knight f5. Knight f5, then we take the bishop. There we be. Okay, let's go back to the... Is this the puzzle? Ah, here we go. Gotcha. Yep, congrats. Okay, this here, and if you're wondering why not here, or why which one of these? The reason we move our rook to G8 is to cover this square right here. See, this is covered, this is covered, that's covered, that's covered, and that's covered. So the only piece that could move is the pawn. I mean, that didn't. Sorry, no piece would move at this point. My bad. This would be a stalemate. That's what I mean. But in this line, if the queen was to take, it'd be stalemate. So the only piece that could move is the only basically thing on the board that could move is the pawn on a5. And then at this point, we play rook takes, queen, king takes back, and if king d7, king takes, king c6, king b4, king b7, king b5, c6, you have to go king b. You want to keep the opposition. King c7, king a4. You don't want to come up here. You do not want to come up here because what would happen is b7, and it still would be a draw. But so it's a draw at this point. Did I show you everything that you wanted to see? Alright. And onward and upward to our next puzzle we roll. Let's do it. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh boy, this is interesting. This should be a fun one. Let's see, what would happen? Rook takes c3, g takes, or h takes g5. I'm not liking that. No, don't like that. No. Trying to siphon through all this stuff here, or decipher through it. Let's see here. Okay. If knight f4, knight takes f4, e takes f4, rook takes f4. Is it rook takes c3? Is that what you're planning on this here? Is that kind of what you were planning, and then we kind of go from there? Oh yeah, that's right. Rook f8 would be mate, wouldn't it? Let me see here. Um, hmm. That would win on the spot, wouldn't it? So rook f4, knight f4, rook takes f4, and queen e3. That would be a devastating attack, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be a really big time monster attack. We would love that for sure, wouldn't we? Interesting. What do you think about Courage's line? Or 2000? The bishop would enter Erie at that point. The bishop would go bishop e4. The bishop would go bishop e4. And then they're one step closer to mating on, or at least. Maybe. Huh. Got a lot of pressure on our king side, so I'm wondering if we relieve some of that pressure, we'd be okay. I'm actually liking queen e3 because that relieves a lot of the tension that's all the pieces that are starting to come and try to destroy us. So maybe not. I was actually thinking of this. If queen e3, knight g5, queen takes queen takes d3. If knight take d3, d3. If knight takes d5, then queen takes d5 check. Or we could just plain old take the rook. Probably more likely just take the rook right here. Sorry, queen takes f1 check would be probably best. best in that line. And then you can get your other rook involved at that point and basically mate the other person. So I'm really considering queen e3 in this one. I like queen e3. I think it's winning. I really don't see anything wrong with it. So let's go with it. Oh boy. I'm not liking that. No, siree. No. What in the world did we do? Oh boy. Oh, do we take? We take the pawn, right? So queen takes h3 at this point. I think that's really all we can do. I think we've survived. We have survived. I think that's the only move we got. It's the only move we got. Yes, it is. That's the only move we have. Otherwise, we lose a rook and actually two rooks with knight takes e7, check, a fork. So we're stuck. We can't take the bishop, which I'd love to do, because he's got the in-between move that would really hurt me and you on knight to e7, check, and it'd be all over but the crying. So I'm thinking queen takes h3, check. That's what I'm thinking. And then basically we repeat moves. I'm thinking it's a draw. What do you think? What do you think, economy? Draw? Yep. Wow, 2% pass rate. We did it. We passed on a 2.1% pass. We got it. We did it on a 2.1% pass rate. Nice work. That's the lowest pass rate I've seen. And we got it right. Congratulations. Well, look at the pass rate though. See, that's worth it right there. Let's see how much time we got. Hold on. Okay, I could do a couple more. I know. What a big time puzzle, huh? I'll leave this puzzle for you guys to look at. I'll be right back. what do we got here? Okay. I'll give you the link to the one after this, okay? That one. Let me see here. So uh-oh, this is not being very nice. I'm thinking that we have to remove this the rook on E. Oh boy. I'm actually looking potentially at Queen F4 here. Queen F4. Did you look at Queen F4? Queen F4? Huh, okay. Queen F4, knight C7. See, if we played bishop takes c2, first of all, he would play rook takes e8. He'd play rook takes e8 first, Viking. And then we'd lose our bishop. So we have to make sure. Traps okay, let's say we play b6, right? What would he play? Okay, so b6, you're saying rook h2. I'm thinking he's gonna remove the maybe the bishop in that line. Huh. I really don't see how he can survive after b6, so I'm gonna have to agree with you. Yeah, let's go with b6. I'm really hoping. Oh, please let that be right. Nope. Okay, so that's not right. Let's see if this is right. Nope. No. Let's see why. There has to be a reason. Okay. Why isn't okay. Let's make sure we get it right. Alrighty. We'll get you this puzzle thing here. Yeah, it's okay. Come on. Why is it taking so long? I'm just gonna wait till it comes up. Okay. Alright. Oops. Let's see if that works. Wrong import. So I got to do it on analysis. Sorry. Got to put it in here. That was weird. Hold on. Let me get this right. And then I'll copy. I'll paste it in. Then we'll get back to our things here. There we go. Let's get her back. Let's get this back. Okay, dokie. I'm looking at rook c7 here. Rook c7. I'm thinking it does. Let me see. let's see. Rook c7. Let's see, queen e6, queen e6. Let me see. Queen g7 check. King e8. What do we do after king e8? Not liking that. Oh, rook takes e. Okay, I just noticed that. Yeah, rook c2. Yeah, because then if queen there, we take, queen takes, check. Ah, that does win a piece, doesn't it? Yep, let's go with it. Oh, you are... Really? What am I missing here? Seriously? For real? That does not make sense. Huh. I have to check this out. This just is different beyond belief. Oh, king takes. Ah. He can just take with the king. He doesn't have to take with the rook. Ah, duh. Should have seen that. That's my fault there. We'll get it back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Not a problem. We just have to make sure all of our lines are 100% now. We're fine. 18 points is nothing. We can get that back. We just gotta not make any more mistakes and precisely calculate. That was my fault there. I should have been more on the mark. Okay, let's see here. has to be a tactical motif here. I'm thinking it has something to do with... No, we can't play knight f5. I was wrong about that. We have to... Let's see, queen h5. What could he play here? Okay. Let's see, queen h5. Is there, what could he actually play here? Queen h5. We have to figure out what's his best. Probably knight takes f6 is probably what he'd play. Knight takes f6 check. If he moves his rook. Oh, okay, let's see some. Queen h5, f rook f1, knight takes f3 check, g takes f3, and then queen h1 mate. Okay. Don't see anything wrong with queen to h5. I'm looking. I guess the only thing I could see is maybe knight h2. Maybe if queen h5, knight h2. What to do after knight h2? We'd probably play knight f5 at that point. Knight f5 at that point to attack the bishop. We're still then attacking the knight. So we're gonna, and if the bishop moves to block, because we're still attacking there. I don't think it wins at that point. I'm not sure if it actually does. I don't think it wins. Because he'll just take back with g takes f3. I don't think that wins. There's also queen h5, knight f2. Knight f2 is interesting. But I think at that point, probably knight takes f3. Check would be devastating there. So I don't really see anything wrong with queen h5. Let's hope this is right. Don't tell. Yay! Alright, we'll stop here. It's okay, we'll get it back. Okay, you got any questions? Yeah, he played here. If he plays here, knight h5, like what we were saying, this is the best line. Nope, this doesn't work. The taking doesn't work. I don't think the taking actually works in this line. He'll just take back, and then I think we're losing at that point. If we try taking king h1 and we don't have anything, yeah. This actually is where this actually wins on the spot here. Kazam. So the only thing that would hold for him is that. So he spotted the right move, and that falls at that point. Rook f c1. I'm liking takes, king f1, check, f2, takes, king d3, takes, queen e2, takes, king takes, and rook checks, and then we start getting all the soldiers are coming down the board. King f3, knight takes, king takes, bishop, and then we win a rook. Bishop takes, rook takes, and then castle queen side. And if king takes here, we're gonna just double up rooks here, and then take scope there. We win in the end. Okay. Got any questions? I'll take that as a no. Okay. Well, okay. I want to thank y'all for logging on. Hey, we touched 24. We could do it again. Boy, that was a tough one. Kind of two miscalculations, but we'll get it back. Don't worry. Life is about treasuring your victories and learning from your losses. That's what we have to remember. Remember that mistakes do not define you. It is how you handle the mistakes that define you. There are no limits. There are plateaus, but you must not stay there. You must go beyond the plateau you're at. And quoting from Bruce Lee, I always like this quote. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 different kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one singular kick 10,000 times. So Bruce Lee didn't fear the person who can do 10,000 different kicks. He feared the one who can do one kick 10,000 times precisely, because when that kick hits and lands, it's KO at that point. And that's how we have to be when we go and sit at the board. We have done enough puzzles, and we've gone over them enough and learned them enough that we're like what Bruce Lee says. We've practiced 10,000 times in tactics, so that one precise move that we see over the board wins us the game. And we have to remember, we become what we think about. That's Nightingale. That's a really interesting one too. And Bruce Lee also has two more. He says that knowing is not enough, you must apply, and willing is not enough, you must do. And Yasser has a really good one for those who are, like where we are, starting in our journey to the 2400 level club. Every long journey begins with one small step. So, you know what? Our first small step was we crossed over 2400. That means we can do it. We just have to make sure every puzzle that we go over, that we precisely calculate it and make sure it's 100%. That's just how it is, and we'll improve from there. We have to also remember that every day is not going to be, as they say, diamonds and roses. You're going to sometimes have rocks and bad things that you're not going to be able to enjoy sometimes. But it's those times that, like when we cross the 2400 marker, that we get to treasure, because we will be back there again, and trust me, we will cross over it, and then we'll leave it in our tracks. But one thing we always have to do is remember to hang up our coat, hang up our hat, sit down and study when most won't we do, and that makes all the difference. And remember to always honor the Lord with your talents. He's the one who gives us everything. Remember, as it is written, it says, the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So we have to always remember that. When we get to 2400, blessed be the name of the Lord. When we're below 2400 a little bit, blessed be the name of the Lord. It's, you know what, we have to be ready in season and out of season, always to give an account to the talents that the Lord has for us to do. So that's why you should always do a little bit of chess every day, so you can give an account to your friends when they ask, can you show me some chess moves? You can. And I'll leave you with that. And as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, as I say, God bless. I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll cross over that 2400 marker again. Great job on crossing it. We can do it. We just have to make sure our calculations are 100% and not move till we see it, like on Searching for Bobby Fischer when Pontifini told Josh. We violated that principle twice, but we got the third one. That's all that matters. And we will rise above it, like in Cool Runnings. Okay, keep on doing good, keep studying, keep serving the Lord, and always remember, come back if you like what you see, click follow, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, be blessed. Bye-bye.